law, and it's stated twice in the chapter, according to the law of the Medes and Persians that cannot be altered or changed. And then he found he'd been tricked, and Daniel ended up in the lion's den. And he spent 24 hours trying to reverse the law. And he found what many people have found down through history, that the whole point of statute law is that it is not easily reversed. He couldn't reverse it. Nebuchadnezzar would have just ignored it. But Darius had to be under it. And it's the first evidence in the book of stopping believers practicing their own faith. Up until this point, if you look carefully, you'll find that the pressure is to get believers involved in pagan practices. But here is a step, a very serious step in a negative direction. You're not allowed to practice your own faith. And ladies and gentlemen, it's happening in all of our countries today. Stealth laws, we call them. They're put on the statute book. And what do? You see, normally, for centuries, the law of God and the law of the land have run in parallel. Don't murder, and so on. But now, laws are being deliberately introduced that force a clash. That if you obey them, you cannot obey Scripture. And in our country, they are coming like a flood. And how long it will be before there are Christians sitting in prison, not because they have done something wrong, but because they have followed their Christian faith, I just don't know. Now, this is an appeal to lawyers. This is enormously important, that the rest of us who are not trained in law have people who study these things and can help advise us. Because we are going to need, certainly in England and America, all the advice we can possibly get. Because it's so interesting that the first case of anti-Christian, if you like, discrimination in this book of Daniel is by manipulating the law. And I regard that as enormously important and prescient. 26 centuries ago, the Bible's got this idea. And we are now seeing it almost for the first time in history. Well, that'll do. Thank you very much for listening.